So today I want to talk about something that has been on my mind recently. And this is something that I've mentioned briefly in the past, but I've never really deep dived into this topic. And if you read my title, then you probably know where I'm going with this video. Since starting this channel, I've made several general how-to saving videos on different hacks and tricks to free up cash in your budget, which can be used for saving, paying off debt, getting ahead on bills, and so forth. And many of you have said that you found the tips to be useful, which of course is great. But, obviously some complaints will come through too. And regardless of how practical or unique I feel that a tip is, some people will feel that the information was not helpful for their circumstances. And the reason is almost always the same, where they feel as if the tips do not apply to people who have a very low income, or that they'll only apply to people who have room in their budget to cut back. So I want to take a moment and talk about this, because when I read or hear comments like that, I do understand where the person is coming from. And it's true. A lot of money saving tips do provide solutions to overspending, which in my opinion implies that with some maneuvering, a person can then free up disposable income for saving, which of course is not true for everyone. Now that doesn't mean that the tips can't help someone with a lower income, because even if you don't earn a lot, there might be still some areas where you can cut back and maybe free up, say, $50 a month. So I think all income levels can benefit from the tips, but the reality is that some people might not benefit as much as others. If you've watched every frugal living and money saving video and you've taken all the suggestions and recommendations, meaning you know how to save on food, you know how to save on clothes, maybe you don't have cable or a gym membership, and maybe you don't eat out. So you've basically done everything that you need to do. There's nowhere else to cut back, yet you find that you're still struggling because your basic needs are actually higher than your income. In this situation, the reason why money saving videos or frugal living videos might not work for you is because you have an income problem. And unfortunately, you cannot hack or coupon clip your way out of an income problem. And I understand that this is something that some people might not want to hear, but I also feel that it's something that needs to be said. I received a message some time ago, and if I remember correctly, I think the person made about $800 a month, but their expenses were more than that. And this person said, I'm in the hole every month, I rent a room, there's nowhere else to cut back. And then they mentioned how they had watched other finance videos and they wondered why we never gave advice for people like them. And honestly, in that situation, I really don't know what people expect us to say, because if your income isn't enough to cover your basic living expenses, there is no secret hack. And again, I know that this is not what some people want to hear, and I wish I had a better answer for you, but unfortunately, I don't. For anyone in this situation, the best advice I can give, and this is something that I've said before and it wasn't quite received well, but the best advice I can give is to come up with a short-term or a long-term plan to increase your income. And something else I want to touch on. If you're on disability, I know that you are limited in how much you can earn. And in the past, I've had different ones ask me to do a video on tips that they can use to earn more without losing their benefits. And unfortunately, I don't have an answer to that either. But if I ever come across anything that I feel might be helpful, I will definitely share it. But for everyone else, if you have an income problem and your goal is to save money to pay off debt or maybe invest, understand that frugal living alone might not be enough, and you will most likely have to combine frugal living with increasing your income. But of course, I'm not going to leave you without any options, and you probably know the obvious ways to earn extra money, such as getting a part-time job or maybe becoming a ride-share driver or doing food delivery. These options can provide more immediate cash, but that's not all you can do. If it makes sense, ask your employer for a raise. Now, for this to work, you will have to do your research and see what people with similar skills in your area earn for that job. I've heard of people asking for more money, and in the back of their mind, they didn't really expect much to come out of it, but they ended up getting the raise. So the point is, you really don't know until you ask. And sometimes it might be necessary to switch jobs. You can start researching and thinking about other things that you can do. You might find a job that pays more with a company that's willing to train. You can also start developing skills that can open the door to new opportunities. For example, research free workshops or free online training in areas like customer service, social media, digital marketing, or writing, and then use those skills to freelance. And the good thing about freelancing is that depending on what you do, you don't necessarily need a degree to get your foot in the door. I've been freelancing since 2005, and even though I do have an English degree, 95% of my clients have never required any type of formal training. As long as I knew how to write, in their mind, I was qualified for the job. In addition, I also do digital marketing and I don't have a marketing degree. A few years ago, I purchased an online digital marketing course through Udemy. And I think I paid maybe $19.99 or $29.99, I can't really remember. But the skills that I learned in that course allowed me to get additional freelance work. Or if you're thinking about going back to school, talk with the financial aid department at a community college to see what kind of assistance you might qualify for. You can also look into less obvious ways to earn money. For example, if you have unused or underused space in your house, maybe you can rent it out. There's also a website called justanswers.com where you can earn money when you answer questions in your field. And these are just a snippet of ideas. There are so many out-the-box ways to earn money. But to find something you like, you'll have to do some more research. Now, if you're having major financial problems, getting a part-time job will probably make more sense than starting a side hustle. And when it comes to side hustles, one thing I want to say before I conclude is that don't tell yourself or think that you can't make money this way. Because if you tell yourself that, you might not even try. Recently, in one of my videos, I suggested a side hustle, and someone said something to the effect that making money with a side hustle involved luck. And to be honest with you, I 100% disagree with that. Yes, some people are fortunate. Sometimes a person can be at the right place at the right time, or maybe they know the right people, and as a result, they're able to get further faster. So I'm not saying that it's not easier for some people, but for the vast majority of people, myself included, we had to work in order to make money with our side hustles. So please don't take that away from us. That's all that I have for you guys today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. I typically post every weekend and sometimes during the week. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in a few days.